In a massive shakeup for the Indian government, Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan has officially resigned. The response was immediate. The president accepted the resignation on the Prime Minister's advice, rapidly handing the education portfolio over to Prahlad Joshi. Forcing a union cabinet minister out of office through sheer public pressure is an exceptionally rare event in modern Indian politics. High-level ministers typically weather these kinds of storms. This personnel change bypassed the standard cabinet reshuffle playbook. It was a direct, forced concession to a relentless wave of citizen action. The catalyst for all of this was the devastating NEET paper leak. For millions of young Indians, the national examination system is a supposedly meritocratic bedrock. Overnight, that trust completely shattered. This set up an immense standoff. You had a massively decentralized, frustrated demographic of students going head-to-head with a deeply entrenched political machine. It forces us to ask a crucial question. When massive institutions fail, does Loktantra, democracy, actually give citizens the leverage to demand accountability, or is it just a nice idea on paper? To find the answer, look at the geographical epicenter of the uprising, Delhi's Jantar Mantar. For nearly a month, it became the staging ground for a relentless siege. At the core of this mobilization was an unexpected coalition, driven largely by the Cockroach Janata Party, which managed to pull together highly disparate factions of frustrated youth. Then, established student wings like ISA and SFI threw their weight into the fray. They supplied the critical on-the-ground logistics and organizational experience needed to sustain a massive crowd. The real threat to the establishment lay in this exact merger. The state faced a highly effective hybrid machine, combining digital-era momentum with veteran protest strategy. But numbers alone didn't force the resignation. The movement escalated the pressure through extreme physical endurance. Environmental activist Sonam Wangchuk took a drastic step, launching a grueling hunger strike to demand the education minister step down. He held out for 26 straight days. Parallel to Wangchuk, 3 students from ASA maintained their own 23-day fast, sitting right at the edge of the main protest stage, constantly visible to the crowds and the cameras. In Indian politics, a prolonged hunger strike creates a brutal ticking clock for the administration. If a highly visible protester's health severely deteriorates, the resulting public backlash can become uncontrollable. Mass mobilization guaranteed the cameras were watching, but the quiet, relentless physical sacrifice of a few individuals ultimately cornered the government. Realizing they couldn't simply wait the students out, the administration finally blinked. They had to come to the table. The government deployed heavy hitters, Union Ministers J.P. Nadda and Jitendra Singh, who sat down with protest leaders for 3 intensive rounds of negotiations. The breakthrough followed quickly. Cockroach Janata Party spokesperson Ashutosh Ranka announced that their core demands had been met, officially asking protesters to return home from Jantar Mantar. This withdrawal operated as a highly calculated democratic transaction. The citizens built massive leverage, and they used it to extract concrete government action. And the victory extends beyond a single resignation. The coalition secured a binding promise from the government to reconvene in exactly 4 weeks to hammer out structural reforms to the education system. That scheduled meeting moves these students from the streets to the actual policy table. They are now recognized stakeholders in how their own futures are governed. The NEET uprising offers a precise blueprint for modern accountability. It proves that democracy here is an active, muscular system, one that yields when citizens organize, endure, and refuse to look away.